There was one month where I sold $1 million in like 3 weeks. The construction industry is it's a shark game, man. It all comes down to a number game. How many people are calling you? How many people are trying to get in front of you? And you just brought me probably double, or probably even more attention to me. So it's like obviously I was able to pre-qualify more people.
Hey, what is up YouTube? This is Michael Schreiber. Welcome to the Fuse Media YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing an interview with the one and only Alex Guzman of the Landscaping Experts out in Illinois. He is taking over out there. Alex started working with us just a couple months ago. He's already closed over 7 figures in deals. So we know that Alex is a go-getter. He is a purebred entrepreneur in the contracting industry. And so he's got a ton of value that he gives out on this interview. So please make sure you watch the whole thing. Please be sure also to like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be pumping out a ton of amazing content for you guys. So yeah, let's not waste any more time and get right into the interview.
My name is Alex Guzman. I'm with Landscaping Experts and a co-owner of Concrete Experts. Landscaping Experts is a design and build. We do anything from outdoor kitchens, pavilions, all that stuff you see on Pinterest. All our jobs are from anywhere 100,000 to $500,000. So any Concrete Experts does all the flat work. We do stamped patios, walkways, driveways, all of that stuff. I've been in this industry for now 16 years, second generation. So yeah, that's pretty much the rundown of who I am.
That's dope, man. Yeah, and you guys are killing it, bro. How long has Concrete Experts been in business, or Landscape Experts, or I guess both?
I took over 16 years ago when I was like 14, and I registered the business. Yeah, so I've been doing this for a long time already. And my dad's been around for obviously like 20, 30 years. He didn't do much hardscaping, but I took over 16. I remember I was 14 years old when I took over. So Concrete Experts just started 2 years ago, and that's obviously that's gonna blow up way faster than this, because it's whatever I learn that's combined into 1 to 2 years and implemented in that short span of time.
Yeah. Yeah. So you guys obviously were even still doing well before working with us. Where were you guys at prior to working with us, like revenue wise? And
yeah, well, I think
if you don't
it's
mind
been yeah, no, it's fine. I mean, it's been a combination of everything in the last. I'm gonna say in the last 6 months, we're gonna 10x it, literally 10x in size.
wow.
We were shooting for 4x, but after we got the ads running, honestly, after we got the ads running with you, I sold. There was one month where I sold $1 million in like 3 weeks,
Damn.
just for Landscaping Experts.
Wow.
So just getting in front of more people, like you pretty much enabled me to get in front of more people. Obviously, that it takes the right pre-qualifying and all that, but then again, it all comes down to a number game. How many people are calling you? How many people are trying to get in front of you? And you just brought me probably double, or probably even more attention to me. So it's like obviously I was able to pre-qualify more people, meaning I was able to get in front of more qualified people.
I like that you said that, man, because a lot of people that we work with, like they get upset or something, or they get frustrated that they like have to pre-qualify people, or like it's like they're upset that every single lead isn't like a complete laydown, and it's like that's not how it works. It's never going to be like that, and so I love that you mentioned that, because I think it's super important for people to know that, like, if you want your business to grow, you have to fight for it. Like, it's not just, you're not just gonna get jobs landing in your in your lap left and right. Like,
Yeah, it's. I mean, the construction industry is it's a shark game, man. This is not. I mean, you've been in it yourself, and that's why I mean, I'm sure that's why you're good at what you do on the back end, because without customers we're nothing. But then again, you can get in front of people, but this is a shark game.
yeah,
It's, if it was just like, hey, I want a minimum of 100,000, and you're gonna get like one lead, you know. And I talked to Lawson about that the other day. He jumped on a call, and it's like not everybody's gonna be a lay down, and honestly, nobody is. Nobody is because you have to. One, you do have to pre-qualify to a certain extent, but it's like you need to sell them on the idea of what you're charging for is worth the money.
Absolutely.
I mean, today I had one of your leads that wanted to spend $10,000, and I sold her on $30,000. I already have a deposit. I already have we're locked in because, you know, it comes down to us, not you. I know a lot of people that ask me that I refer them to, like, hey, does he give you good leads? I'm like, dude, that's the wrong question already.
Boom.
Oh, are his leads? You know, first off, they're not his leads. He's just putting them in people's face. Number one. Does he send you good leads? I'm like, dude, there's no such thing. It's like, it's a straight number game. Like I told Lawson, you know, we're talking. It's like, oh, how do you close it so much? You get in front of more. They're only seeing like 5 people a week.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
like, dude, you're wasting all his leads. Like,
That's
after I pre-qualify, I'll still, dude. I'm like, today I'm seeing 8 people.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah. Dude, that's
Today.
another thing too, man, is like people I like yes, obviously always pre-qualify people, but like don't go too hard with it cuz just like you said, man, a lady gave you a $10,000 budget. You met up with her, you like made sure to
Bring value
to her, and then all of a sudden she finds an extra $20,000, right? Like nobody's ever going to give you, they're not gonna be like, yeah, I got 50 grand in the bank, go ahead and charge me for all of it, you know? Like they're always gonna lowball the number that you give them. It's just about providing the value and letting them know you're gonna be able to build that dream for you. So I think that's dope. That's good that you said that, man. I really, I'm like all about that, bro. That's
Yeah, that's the first question that people ask me when I refer them to you, because everybody asks me about you. It's like, oh shit, like, yeah, dude. But then it's like he could send you 80 leads, but if you go out to 5 loss, and I'm like, you know, it's a number. This is a number game. Like I don't care how good. Obviously, my closing rates are better because I'm a 98%. That's just an adder. But let's say we have 2 guys that are closing rate 50%. Give one guy 80 leads. Give the other guy 50, and the one with 80, it's just a number. The one with 80 leads is going to close more.
Yeah.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a number game. So how many people can I get in front of? Now, you know, and now we add on, you know, that whole like Google thing, and then that's just an add-on. It's just like, dude, I'm fucking booming right now.
Yeah, you guys are gonna rule that freaking market. Another question I want to ask you is, before working with us, had you worked with any other marketing agencies?
No, but because all I hear is horror stories. Actually, a buddy of mine that I told to go with you, just went with somebody else, and it's sad truth. Like 80%, 90% of these companies out there, they call themselves marketing companies, which is probably go on Instagram and throw a filter on it and post your shit, and that's why I never went with anybody.
Right.
So I never even wanted to give a chance to anybody until, like I said, I saw your name pop up.
Oh,
like, same thing,
dude, we messaged for probably 8 months, not like every day, but like maybe every other week or like, you know, every 3 weeks or something. You'd be like, bro, I gotta get started with you, and I'd be like, I'm right here. And then one day you're like, all right, done deal, let's do it. And what do you think like made that transition for you of where it's like, all right, we're gonna do this?
I think one, it was just the whole time, like if you you know, and I'll say, I'll be honest, like you don't pressure at all. Like you're one of the ones that literally lets the work speak for itself to the fucking max. And if you would have pressured, like with me, it's time. You know, I run 2 companies.
Right.
Now I probably have over 30, 40 guys under me, and you know, it's just I have Stanley scheduling me back to back calls in between. He's got a schedule that's down to 15 minutes every day,
Wow.
like in time frames of 15 minutes. So if you would have called me like towards the, hey man, let's get it done, let's do it, I would say fuck it, let's go. So it was more of a like, I just couldn't, organically, you just kept popping in my face like, this guy's a beast, this guy's a beast, this guy. I'm like, man, fuck that. Like, I need to jump on that.
That's fun.
And it was more of just seeing your work win and just seeing your work perform over and over in front of my face, just like over and over. Everybody in that group just, and even outside of that group talks about you, dude.
That's dope.
So,
I like that, man.
it,
That's, and it's funny because like we don't even do any advertising ourselves, and we're technically an advertising agency,
yeah,
but I think that's more powerful than like anything for us, is like just to be that
absolutely,
good
man.
that like we don't have to, I mean, we plan on it, right? Because it's like you can only grow so far with referrals, and so
Yeah, yeah.
and we definitely plan on scaling this year after I have another baby. But um,
Um,
anyways, man. So what were you guys doing for leads before? Was it all just like referral based, or did you guys do like the home advisors,
I
Angie's, all that stuff?
No, I never really. So I would just boost ads here and there, $100 here, $100 there, and honestly, the cost per lead, click, whatever you want to call that, I didn't think it was bad, and obviously until you fucking came around and got me down to like nothing per
It's
lead.
literally it's
Um,
insane when I look at it sometimes.
I don't even look at it anymore. It's just like it's like so. I thought like, hey man, like I was at like $10 a lead, or, it's just and I'm like, it's not bad. How much better? I'll be honest with you. I'm like, how much better can he do? It's just like there's no way, and and that's why I never really also went for to hire somebody or hire
Right.
you. That I guess I underestimated
Yeah.
the possibilities out
Yeah,
there, but
you guys were doing pretty
there's
good. Yeah, and it's just that little bit extra. Your average right now, your average cost per lead on Facebook at least is $5.53.
yeah, it's crazy.
This last month in March, so January it was $5.57, February it was $7.07, and March was literally $3.94.
Yeah,
That's
dude, that's
insane.
insane.
140
That's
leads
insane.
last month. So.
Yeah, and we run through all of them. Best believe, like I said, there's weeks where I see 8, 10 people in a day. Now I'm so far like booked out that I'm qualifying a little harder.
Right.
But just
Well, and
last
that's
week
that's
we
what people like. Everybody wants to get to that place, but they're like rushing it. They're like they want to be that company from the start, and it's like, dude, you have to work your way up to that, and then you get to choose your customers. You can't just like say
Yep.
no to everything, or you won't have any work. Like you got to prove yourself, and yeah, yeah, man.
Yeah. So now the other day, Sunday, I actually closed from one of your leads. I closed what was it, $250,000 job. Um, One before that was a 300. Well, we're at 300 now, but I'm meeting with them again. They dropped me a check for that for the deposit for 300, but we're adding on more structures and stuff like that.
Do you know how much revenue you guys generated from the ads in March?
Oh man, that's tough. That's tough because we're growing so quick that I'm trying to.
Just like
We're all new
close
systems
jobs from the ads.
from the ads. I don't. I mean, we're probably like already probably like 5, 6 million, but I don't know from some of them are referral
Sure.
based, some of them are um, from ads, but we're I was probably you can easily say 5 million.
Last month? Is that the one?
No, the last month was a slow month for me. Was 600,000.
Damn. What's up, Juan? Tell him he's next, bro.
Yeah, so last month was I'm gonna call it as dude, I got in front of like 5 people, and because I switched more to the operations side to make sure I deliver. I actually had to hire contractors. We have like 6 contractors working under
Yeah.
us, um, and I still closed 600,000 though from those ads.
Wow. Do you know how much we spent on the ads?
Uh, was it like what, 500
Yeah, it was like
bucks?
$551, and you got
Yep.
600 back.
So yeah, if I gave you 500 bucks and you gave me 600,000 back, would you take that deal?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Yes, I did.
Dude, I try to like say that stuff for some of our like marketing material, and I think people just like they're like, "Psh, yeah, right, bro." But also too like you're it takes a little bit more than just running an ad and doing it, and you'll get that back, right? Like the reason it works for you is because you don't waste any leads. You're good at what you do. You're confident in what you sell, and like, so you're making use of them. You know, like you're making use of the leads that are coming in,
Oh,
and so and that's, I mean, in my opinion, that's what separates some of our clients like you, that we spend $500 and that turns into 600 grand for you, where some other clients we spend 1,000 and maybe it's 50 grand, 60 grand, 70 grand, which isn't bad. That's not bad at all, but it's like just that
no, it's
extra
not. But
step, bro. So
well, did I tell you that, after we hired you, I also hired Stanley and relocated him all the way from Louisiana to work. That's all he does. So pretty much his goal, his job is to make sure that we squeeze the lead. We call back these leads um, as soon as they call or as soon as they text. He gets back to them, puts them in a CRM, and schedules them or pre-qualifies them. So anybody that comes to us, they have a response within
oh
hours.
wow.
Because think about it, like, we're in the world where they click to call you, you don't answer, there's 10 other guys. I've learned that pretty quickly here. Like, we only have the customer's attention for 5 seconds at a time, and
Boom.
that's it. 5 seconds at a time.
That is such a good point,
That's
man.
it.
I think people will get a ton of value out of that because, yeah, that's such a game changer. If you can make that mental shift and understand, like, I mean, if you're gonna pre-qualify the crap out of this person and not give them the time of day, someone else will go and just eat that up, you know.
Yeah.
So Alex Guzman will go and
That,
eat
that's,
up your damn leads and close all your freaking jobs.
oh, yeah.
Well, this next part I want to go into like some advice questions. So like what advice would you give other contractors to close deals like you do?
Yeah, I mean, that's a big. People already know. I mean, and anytime you go in there, you see that's the biggest thing. For me, and it's not for everybody. I mean, for me, it was Marshall, obviously, but he says it himself. It wasn't just him. It's you have to have that dog in you, and it's like, how bad do you want it? And I'm the type of person where it's like you go all the way or you just don't do it. And in this construction industry, I mean, like I said, you know it as well. If you get in here half-assing stuff, you might as well just turn back around and, call it, just pack it up. Because, there's guys like us and there's other guys like me that will eat your lunch, and you could throw them 10, 20 leads, 50. I mean, I'm giving other guys leads and they don't do anything with them. So it's like, how bad do you want it? And the thing is, like, you have to know your shit as well. Like I said, I've been in this industry 15 years, second generation. It's not,
Right.
you can't take that
Right.
from me. So it's like, no, just know your shit. And after that, just stay hungry and use all those damn leads that you
Yeah.
send me.
What advice would you give yourself if you could go back in time?
Oh man,
Just
that's a
getting deep,
long
bro.
time. There's so many things. Yeah, this brings so many memories. Like, uh, going probably spending more money. Like, uh, yeah, spending more money, and there's a lot more to it, obviously. And
Yeah.
but it's like, it sounds repetitive. Invest in yourself, all that. But when I started 15 years ago, there wasn't this. I mean, there wasn't YouTube. There wasn't. I couldn't get around people like Marshall. I couldn't even get around people
Mm-hmm.
like you. None of that. But I guess I wouldn't change anything I've done because it makes me who I am today, and that's why I can fairly say that I can eat anybody's lunch that I get in front of, because what I went through to get here. But I guess the only thing would be, if what's available today was available back then, I probably wouldn't have spent the money either. So it would be spending more money and speeding up the process. Letting other people like you speed up the process, like Marshall, hiring more people, just spending more money, dumping more money back into the business.
Absolutely.
And I feel like that's where a lot of us fail, because once you jump that, like right now, like I literally feel like, dude, I just dump all the money and it's like it just comes right back. Like, and it's a mind shift you have to make to where I'm not worried about money anymore. There's more to that, and once you break
Yeah.
that barrier,
Once you understand how
it's easy.
simple it is to just go out there and get more, it's like, all right, I'll go spend this money to,
That's it.
instead of wasting 10 years you know, or whatever, Marshall, you know, 20, 30 years, instead of wasting all that time learning to close all those deals, pay him for some proximity and learn it in a couple months, you know, and then just continue to hone and work on those skills each and every week or every day too. I'm pretty sure you do that every day.
Yeah, yeah, like, yeah, that's even like me and my partner were having this conversation the other day. It's funny, you know, because like the whole Google stuff, like ads and stuff, like that's not an instant return. It's not. You get my few leads there. You know, it's a long-term thing. I just want to be like that's more of a brand thing. Like, and that's you probably never even seen instant return, but it's just being in everybody's face, like people seeing you more than once. You know, if I had $3,000, like I don't know why would I stop? I can definitely afford to dump that money in there. I can afford to dump more, which I will soon. And let's just say, even if I had, that was my last $3,000 and I was broke, the last place, what would I do with that 3,000 back then? I would try to hold it. Now I'll probably call you and just give it to you.
One of the last questions here would be, and I probably already know the answer, but would you recommend us?
Yeah, absolutely. I recommend you every chance I get. I mean, you already know I don't get much on Facebook, but you know, as soon as I go on there and they ask for, you know, for somebody that's good at in marketing and Google and Facebook, all that, you already know that's you guys are highly recommended. You've done everything right to the point where even just the onboarding process is not dreadful. It's just you've systematized and figured that out to where it's just like it's
Yeah.
easy for us.
That was
So, for man, I highly
that was one
recommend
of
you
the things
guys.
when we were building everything out was like having come from the contracting industry and like knowing like, listen, I'm asking guys to like take 30 minutes out of their day to do our onboarding or something, and like it seems small, you know, or maybe even an hour, right? Like, and that seems so little, but like when
Right.
you're a business owner and you're an owner operator, like an hour of your day is like super
You know,
important, you know. And so it's like, how can we make this
ah, man.
process as seamless and easy as possible so that it's just like boom, boom, boom. Okay, we have everything we need. Let's get right to it. Let's not waste time. Let's not go back and forth for 3 weeks. Like, let's just boom, within a couple of days, we're ready to roll. Well, yeah, that's kind of everything I have for now. Maybe we'll at the end of the season or something do another one, see how the year ended up, and like you know that'd be cool to do a little follow up or something. But
Yeah, it's
yeah, it
gonna
would
be
be
crazy,
awesome,
man.
man. It's really cool. So well, I appreciate you taking the time, man. I know you're busy. I really appreciate it. This is gonna help us out a ton, and yeah, I'm just super grateful for that. So thank you again for that. But yeah, man.
It's gonna be definitely interesting and exciting for for everybody that's helped me. Like I said, you, Marshall. It's gonna be an exciting moment at the end of the year because I'm gonna go from last year which was 1 million to easily $10 million. So and obviously I didn't do this myself. There's everybody involved like
Dude,
you, Marshall. So it'd be pretty cool to share with everybody that's helped me
I
along this
think
whole
that
journey.
right
It's
there
fucking
is
awesome.
probably one of the things that sets apart like the good from the great.